Hey everyone, I'm here in my bean patch now, and I wanted to give you some pointers on harvesting beans. Now, depending on the variety that you're growing, you need to know that first. So if you're growing a green bean type, then it's going to be a round type of bean. If you're growing a flat bean, it's going to be flat. So there's different stages of development that you need to look out for. So here I am in this patch here, and this is a green bean patch. And so they're sometimes difficult to find, so when you're looking for them, I'm gonna flip the camera and show you a little bit better. Okay, so here we are in the green bean patch, and this is a pole bean type, and I don't recall the name right now because I'm growing a number of varieties, but I just want to give you take a look. So the green beans are going to be growing on the inside. They usually grow in pairs. Let's see if I can show you here. So they usually grow in pairs. Here's a good spot. They grow in pairs. So there's going to be a stem, there's going to be two beans. And so this is a green bean type that I'm growing, and you can grow this for like the actual bean on the inside, the seed, or you can grow it as a green bean. At this stage, it's nice and round, and you can harvest it thinner, and probably the string at this point on both sides will not actually be present because it's a small bean. Now let's say you miss it, right? Like sometimes it happens and we miss the beans, we get busy, and they develop. And they get to this stage here. There we go. Trying to get you a good angle from the sun. So this is a much larger size, and this stage here, they can still be harvested. However, because they're bigger, that stem on both sides, or the string, may be present. So when you get to this stage, definitely still harvest it, but what I suggest is removing the string on both sides, and that will make them a lot more tender if you happen to miss them and they get bigger. Because even though here you could start to see the bean shape developing on the inside, they're still edible at this stage. So I'm going to harvest it. Okay, and so what I will do in this stage is I will just slice off or remove the string on both sides and then use it in cooking as I normally would. But when they do get to this stage where you do start to see the shape of the bean, then you can consider leaving them for the actual bean on the inside or for seed, or you can harvest them. It depends on what you want to do. So for me, because we're here in the middle of August, I still want to have more beans, and by leaving them on the vine or on the vines here, they will stop producing more because the plant will think that it's going to seed, so we'll stop producing more babies. So instead, because we're still early in the season, we're still about a month and a half away from our first frost, I'm going to remove all these beans. Okay, I'm going to take the string off of both sides because I think at this stage, if I don't, they'll be too tough. And then I will add them to cooking, and I will harvest them. But really, it's really up to you. Now, this here is a really thin bean, and you can probably leave this on the plant unless you want to have French style green beans, really thin ones. And they're also fine for harvesting. They'll definitely be really tender, or you can leave them to grow to a thicker size. And to harvest them, one quick tip, you don't want to yank, you don't want to be going and yanking at the vine, right? So just go to where they're attached. Usually my hands are busy, so I only have one, and just pinch it right there. And that way you've removed it, okay? And this is intact, and you've protected the vine from being ripped down. I'm gonna do one more. I wanna see if I can get one that's easy to show you. Here we go. Here's a pair, so I'm just gonna come up here, holding the vine with this finger. I'm just going to nip it off. Right here, I'm just going to hold it and just nip it off. And that way I'm not pulling at the vine, ripping it off. Instead, I'm just removing it gently. So that's it. So that's it for harvesting and knowing when to harvest green beans on the pole, on a pole style, or vertical ones. Same thing goes for bush type green beans. You want to do the same thing depending on the variety that you're growing. I mean, if you're growing a variety that is supposed to develop beans on the inside, Those are still really good for eating as a green bean. You just have to harvest them before they develop the beans on the inside. Once they start shaping, you can start to see the shape of the beans coming through the pod, then you need to consider, do you want to just leave them and grow them for the beans, or do you want to grow them for green beans? And if you don't want to grow them for the beans, let's say you just want to have them for green beans, just remove them, harvest them, and they will produce more, and then just keep harvesting regularly, maybe every other day, and you'll continue to harvest green beans. So that's it for me. Hope you liked my video. If you did, please be sure to let me know by clicking the like button, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, please, to be notified of any upcoming videos, because that will definitely help me. So that's it. Have a great day, everyone. Happy gardening. I'll talk to you really soon. Bye for now.